Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the era of AFM, Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. You already know we are done with the entire syllabus once. The entire series is available for you. What you can do is you can look at each and every chapter and see the set of questions which are available for you. Now, what else we are looking forward to, everyone? As you already know that whatever we are doing right now is extremely important in terms of your examination, as MCQs is the only way through which you can check whatever you have practiced till now. है ना? So, what are we dealing with today, everyone? We're dealing with the practice questions of multiple modules. I've mixed up all the modules. I was planning to have separate modules each class, but it's way better that we have multiple modules covered at once. Okay, everyone. So here comes a few mini questions and a few big questions. Talking about the mini questions, these questions can be asked in the short, small answer questions, that is short answer questions, which is half or one marker, है ना? They're also there in the examination, so you can finish it off with this particular portion. And moreover, these are questions which are there in the examination. ठीक है जी? Now, let's look at this particular point as well. Sinking fund is an example of annuity, depreciation, perpetuity, or all of the above. Everyone, sinking fund. Pata sinking fund is what? Sinking fund is actually the money that we are saving for our future. Because after a certain period of time, this money would be utilized in the business. For what purpose? This money would be utilized in the business for buying the new asset. Because what happens is after a certain period of time we need to replace the asset, right? So this particular area is related to the area of, we say this is related to the area of annuity, depreciation, perpetuity, or all of the above. Normally sinking fund is basically a fund where you put a specific amount of money. It's called annuity. Goods returned to Rai rupees 3000 recorded through the sales book rupees 1000. Acha, now that's a journal entry. Debit to the sales account as 1000. Debit Rai's account with 2000. Credit returns outwards with 3000. Okay, goods returned to Rai. Matlab the correct journal entry was goods returned to Rai. Matlab the goods are gone. To purchase return. And we have Rai here. है ना? Rai account debit to purchase return, which is of 3000 and 3000, and recorded through the sales book. Sales book is of 1000. Matlab what I actually did was I wrote it as Rai to sales, in this case as 1000. This is the wrong entry. Now the correct entry is written, the wrong entry is written, but what I can see, for rectification the problem arises as Rai is undercast. So I have to make a Rai for 2000. So this part is correct. Then this purchase return has to be created. Return outward and to sales. No, sales has to be eliminated, because this part is on the credit side. You have to make it on the debit side. So sales account debited 1000. है ना? Got the idea, everyone? So in this case, debit the sales account by 1000 is also correct, and the credit return outwards with 3000 is also correct. Purchase return is the goods that we purchased and we didn't like it, so we returned. That is also written there. So in this case, can we say it is D? All three are correct. Rest, I don't think we need to look forward towards the explanation, though I've given the explanation, but there's no need for the explanation as this is the correct way of looking at. Process is called rectification of errors, everyone. An important area for the examination. This is rectification of errors. Okay? Acha. Now comes the next question. This is an item of revenue expenditure has been incorrectly treated as capital expenditure. What is the effect of this error, everyone? Non-current assets understated profit overstated, or non-current assets understated profits of for the year understated as well. Non-current assets overstated profit overstated. Non-current assets are understated. The non-current assets are overstated and the profit is also understated. Okay, now whether an item of a revenue expenditure has been incorrectly treated as capital expenditure. Revenue item being recorded as a revenue incorrect treated. अच्छा ठीक है. Now if I say revenue expenditure मतलब an expense is treated as a balance sheet item which is an asset. ठीक है. Now the problem is the profit would be more because the expense is less, so profit would be more. It is overstated. These two are correct and these two are wrong. And my asset would be more, है ना? Because obviously my asset is more because I wrote an expense as an asset. This is also overstated and this is also overstated, है ना? Compensation paid to the workers under voluntary retirement scheme. What do you mean by the term VRS? Everyone? Voluntary retirement scheme is basically when a particular person says ki, I would like to take a leave from the organization prior to the finishing of my job profile. You know, people does this and that's fine even. There are people who are not able to do their job properly after a certain period of time and they decide ki nahi, I would like to leave the particular job right away. You know? So when we face this kind of issue, compensation paid to the workers under voluntary retirement scheme is capital expenditure. Then we have this particular portion of revenue expenditure, capital receipt or revenue receipt. What's going to be the answer, everyone? Everybody, any ideas? What's going to be the answer? Compensation paid to the workers. You are paying it to the workers and they are leaving the organization before time. But retirement schemes and all is a part of normal things. This doesn't happen on a very special basis. But yeah, this is not a recurring expense too. Okay, this doesn't happen that way, but this doesn't really increase the this doesn't really increase the earning capacity of the organization at all. That's also correct. Preference shares of a company acquired shortly before their specific redemption date are covered under. Preference shares are preference shares of the company acquired shortly before their specific redemption. मतलब we acquired them and we are just going to redeem them. Ultimately, we have bought them to sell them, isn't it? If we bought something to ultimately sell that thing, that means we are not trying to hold it for a longer period. And if we are not trying to hold something for a longer period, then treat that specific thing as operating activity, investing, financing, or cash and cash equivalent. Everyone, it is just meant for trading with me. I was thinking to trade it further. So for me, it has no other purpose than trading. है ना? So in this case, can I say that this is not a part of operating activity because this is not my business activity? Then investing activity because this is not a part of my investments. And this is not even a part of financing activity. है ना? Done? So what's going to be the answer ultimately? The answer is cash and cash equivalents, because we have just bought these preference shares before redemption. Matlab these would be converted into cash at any point of time. There's not much time left, isn't it? In the capital budgeting, the term capital rationing implies that no retained earnings are available, that limited funds are available for investment, that no external funds can be raised, that no fresh investment is required in the current year. Everyone? What's going to be the answer? Capital budgeting, the term capital rationing. Capital rationing doesn't mean the same as capital, but in terms of capital budgeting, it's one of the decisions. That means if I have a specific amount of money, what should I do with the money altogether? ठीक है ना? What am I going to do with the money altogether? What do we call this? मतलब if I have got 10 lakhs, how do I allocate this 10 lakhs among my different projects so that I can get the maximum benefit out of it? That is what they call capital rationing. Done, everyone? So in this case, there is that no retained earnings are available. The retained earnings are available. This is not a part of it. The limited funds are available. The answer would be B. The answer would be B. Okay. Okay. The answer is that limited funds are available. We have just 10 lakhs and we have 2, 3 or 4 projects in which we have to allocate it. Annual cost saving is of 4 lakh, useful life is 4 years, cost of the project is 11 lakh 42,000, the payback period would be. What's going to be the answer? Annual cost saving is of 4 lakh. Matlab normally we are saving 4 lakh rupees every year, and the entire cost of the project is 11 lakh 42,000. In terms of payback period, you take initial investment by annual cash inflows. So if we have to take 11 lakh 42,000 divided by 4 lakh. So utilize this particular point, everyone, and find the answer. The answer is 11 lakh 42,000 divided by 4 lakh, giving us an amount of 2 years and 11 months. 2.855, where we say 2 years plus 0.855 multiplied by 12. This will give you 11 months. So we have 2 years and 11 months. Done. The price at which we can enter into a contract today or to buy or sell a currency 30 days from now is called a reciprocal exchange rate, effective exchange rate option, or forward exchange rate. What's going to be the answer, everyone? A contract which is having 30 days. वैसे तो normally ना up to 3 days it is a part of spot T+2 है ना, तो मतलब transaction day plus 3 days it is a part of spot. Beyond that we are having a forward exchange rate. अच्छा पता है there are two things, forward versus futures. What's the difference between futures and forwards, everyone? Under a forward contract you are doing it with someone over the counter. Matlab you know the person is sitting with you and doing the particular transaction with you itself. When we talk about futures, this is basically done through a regulatory body. The regulatory body makes sure that the asset is being bought and sold without any hustle bustle. There is no fraud involved in it. ठीक है? Done? Everybody all sorted? So let's move on and talk about the next question. The next question is, Acha, this is the inventory method that will always produce the same amount of cost of goods sold in the periodic inventory system. In a perpetual inventory system would be FIFO, first in first out, LIFO, last in first out, weighted average, as well as none of the above. What's going to be the answer? FIFO is first in first out, LIFO is last in first out, weighted average, and none of the above. The correct answer is FIFO. Whatever comes first goes out first. In this case, your amount, the inventory will at least have a stability. ठीक है? Done, everybody? Now, this means if I bought a good just now, then probably in a specific period of time, then whatever I bought first will be sold first. Whatever I bought later, that would be taken later. ठीक है? Now, let's move on to the next question. As per AS2, AS2 is inventories, valuation of inventories actually. The historical cost of the inventories should be normally determined by. Normally, though, there are more than 10 methods in terms of inventory valuation, but one of the most common ones, which are normally told is FIFO, first in first out, LIFO, last in first out, then simple average and weighted average. ऐसा नहीं है, there are more as well. HIFO is also one of there, that is highest and first out. And there are many of these different methods. This is just one particular separate method I'm telling you, other than what we are doing in our books itself. FIFO and weighted average, LIFO is the one which is never used. They are always saying that FIFO and weighted average is a better option than any other methods, because LIFO sometimes gives the wrong amount, and simple average is just taking average. It is not taking something which is more important considering. Since it doesn't consider the weighted average part, so it becomes a little troublesome. Done, everyone? So that's it. Okay. Negative net working capital. Acha, what's the full form of net working capital, everyone? Matlab, what is the acronym? What do you mean by the term net working capital? Working capital matlab? Net working capital is equal to CA minus CL. Current assets minus current liabilities. And if this is negative, matlab my CL is greater than my CA. है ना? My current liabilities are more than my current assets, which is again not good for the organization. So this will call me that the long-term funds, there are no points regarding long-term funds in the net working capital. Working capital is for short-term. So in this case, the correct answer should be short-term funds used, for the current assets, or short-term funds to be used for the fixed assets. The point is related only to one thing. That is for the blockage of money. For the blockage of money, the point is short-term funds being used for fixed assets. When you use your funds which are specifically kept for short-term period for this purpose, then there becomes a trouble, which is not good for the organization. So short-term funds have been used for fixed assets is the overusing of the funds, which we are considering here. And what is the nature of the suspense account, everyone? Debit or credit balance, credit balance, or none of the above. Suspense account is an account which we create because of mismatch of trial balance. So there is no specific point where the balance can be shown. So this the point is, oh, the answer is debit or the credit balance. Okay, that's it for the day, everyone. Before I end my particular session, I hope you have reviewed our website Adda 24/7. So for that, what you need to do is go on to the area of www.adda247.com, and as soon as you will reach out on our website, you will see that you can purchase our courses. You can look forward towards the area of JAIIB and CIIB. And when you take this particular area, this is where you will find it, and you just have to go on to the area of JIB and CIB. Go on to the area of JIB May 2024, and this is where you will find all the details of the particular exam. Okay? The Mahapacks are available and the victory batches have just started. They have started from 6th of Feb itself. You can use the code Y541 and you can get up to 77% discount. Maximum discount at this specific code is available. So go ahead and utilize the specific code and get the maximum discount, everyone. So thank you so much for being there. We'll be meeting in the next class. Okay, it is Y541. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.